So a judge just ordered Donald Trump to return to court to be schooled on what he's not permitted to say and what he's not permitted to do. Let's talk about it, because justice matters. Hey all, Glenn Kirshner here. So friends, Judge Juan Merchan, the judge presiding over Donald Trump's criminal trial in New York, just issued an order essentially directing defendant Trump to sit his butt down and be schooled on the prohibitions that Judge Merchan put in place to control Trump's dangerousness. So Trump knows and understands exactly what he's not permitted to say and what he's not permitted to do. No, you can't make this stuff up. First of all, here's the new reporting from the Associated Press. Headline: Trump to get schooled on rules after district attorney worries he'll use evidence to slam witnesses. And that article begins, Donald Trump was ordered Thursday to appear by video at a May 23rd hearing in his Manhattan criminal case after a judge this week set rules barring him from using evidence in the case to attack witnesses. Judge Juan Manuel Merchan scheduled the hybrid hearing, the former president on a TV screen, his lawyers and prosecutors in court, to go over the restrictions with Trump and to make clear that he risks being held in contempt if he violates them. The case is continuing in state court, even as Trump's lawyers seek to have it moved to federal court. U.S. District Judge Alvin Hellerstein, who is considering the transfer request, issued an order this week setting paperwork deadlines and a hearing for late June. Merchan, still in charge while that drama plays out, agreed to instruct Trump on the rules by video rather than in person after a prosecutor reminded him last week that bringing Trump to court would present mammoth security and logistical challenges. Trump's April 4th arraignment, where he pleaded not guilty to 34 felony counts of falsifying business records, attracted a crush of media and protesters, involved multiple street closures, extra security screenings, and shut down non-Trump court business for an afternoon. Quote, "We'll set up the camera for Mr. Trump to appear wherever he is at the time, and we'll do it here in the courtroom virtually," Judge Merchan said. Merchan issued what's known as a protective order on Monday, days after a hearing where he urged Trump's lawyers and prosecutors from the Manhattan District Attorney's Office to reach a compromise regarding the Republicans' access to and use of evidence turned over by prosecutors prior to trial. That kind of evidence sharing, called discovery, is routine in criminal cases and is intended to help ensure a fair trial. Prosecutors sought the order soon after Trump's arrest, citing what they say is his history of making harassing, embarrassing, and threatening statements about people he's tangled with in legal disputes. Merchan added Trump's virtual hearing to the court calendar a day after Trump appeared on a CNN forum and offered up a barrage of falsehoods, excuses, and insults on a variety of topics, including what he deemed the fake charge of his criminal case. Well, first of all, friends, I'm glad Judge Merchan is treating defendant Trump like the dangerous, petulant, untrustworthy person he is. And what is it that Judge Merchan is really trying to accomplish by setting this hearing, by sitting Trump down and, giving him a little tutorial, a schooling, a good talking to about what he is and is not permitted to say, permitted to do? Well, we'll get to that in a minute, but let's first review briefly the protective order that Judge Merchan issued in this case. What he did was he essentially took the evidence and he batched it into 3 categories, and then he set different rules for defendant Trump, depending on which category we're talking about. So the first category of evidence, Judge Merchan said, defendant Trump, you can look at it, you can review it, but you can't disclose it, you can't disseminate it, you can't post it on social media or anywhere else. Regarding category 2, you can look at it, defendant Trump, but only in the presence of your defense attorneys. Somebody has to be sitting there with you, supervising you, looking over your shoulder, babysitting you, because you can't be trusted to look at it yourself. And then there's category 3, my favorite category. Category 3 involves some of the evidence that was extracted from the cell phones of witnesses in the case. Regarding this third category, Judge Merchan said, defendant Trump, you can't even look at it. That's how untrustworthy you are. That's how dangerous and reckless you are. You can't even look at category 3. Now, the judge did build in a little bit of an escape hatch for Donald Trump's defense attorneys. He told them, okay, if there's something in there that you think Donald Trump really needs to see, you can come back to me. You can seek permission, and I'll decide whether it's something defendant Trump should or should not be allowed to see. So what is Judge Merchan really trying to accomplish here? First of all, there is no hope. There is no expectation that this will alter Donald Trump's behavior, right? When he violates the protective order, not if he violates the protective order, but when he violates it, the fact that Judge Merchan set this hearing will sit Donald Trump down, will school him, will tell him line for line and word for word what he's allowed to say and do and what he is prohibited from saying and from doing. When Donald Trump violates the protective order, Judge Merchan will have everything he needs to hold him in contempt. Because think about it, if Judge Merchan just issued this written order and relied on Donald Trump's defense attorneys to inform him about the ins and outs of the protective order, what would be the first thing Donald Trump would argue when he violated the order? My attorneys didn't tell me. I couldn't say that. Maybe I misunderstood the order. Maybe they misunderstood the order or misinformed me. Yeah, well, that possible defense is being taken away by Judge Merchan because he's going to sit Donald Trump down and school him like the dangerous child he is. And it is really important that Judge Merchan do everything necessary to set Donald Trump up to be held in contempt when he violates the protective order. And we all know why. Because justice matters. And friends, as always, thank you for tuning in to these daily Justice Matters videos. As you may know, we are an all-volunteer operation here at Justice Matters. We are cranking out a legal analysis video every day, 7 days a week, and we couldn't do it without your support. So if you would like to more formally support our all-volunteer efforts, our mission, our content, please feel free to come on over to patreon.com. You can sign up to become a patron, and if you do, I will send you some Team Justice and Justice Matters stickers and a personal handwritten note of thanks. And friends, as always, please stay safe, please stay tuned, and I look forward to talking with you all again soon.